Yeah, so I did not think I needed an image of Mikasa ever again until I saw this, which, oh my goodness, it got my knees weak. Anyways, though, there has been some news that slipped under my radar, and I am surprised because I am a huge fan of this series, that being Serial Experiments Lain, which if you haven't watched, I highly recommend you do, because if you are into like those deep psychological like horrors or themes that are very intense, then I highly recommend watching this series. It's on the slow pace, but my gosh, dude, does it feel fast, because things just happen one after another. Each episode is just moves really good, really smooth, and really quick. But the themes carry to this day. To this very day, these themes and messages carry on. And it's absolutely amazing how this anime from the 1990s is still relevant. Enough of that, though. There has been some crazy news, and it's this post right here. The sequel to the TV anime Serial Experiments Lain, which aired in 1998, titled Despera, is currently in production. The production structure was newly changed at the end of 2024, and production is scheduled to take place from 2025 to 2027, which is insane. Now, there is a small correction to make here. The new anime Despera is not a sequel whatsoever to Serial Experiments Lain, and it would actually ruin the entire story of Lain because it ended fairly well. It ended amazingly, actually, and it would just make zero sense for it to have a sequel because, spoiler alert, Lain shuts herself off from the world. Now, I know that might sound a little weird to those who haven't watched it and still stuck around after I said spoiler warning, but Lain is not a kid. She is not a real human being. She is in fact the like an embodiment of the Wired. So she is not real. And to protect humanity, you know, being consumed by technology and all that, she shuts herself away from humanity in her own like void of space. And that's how the series ends. It's kind of sad because she's not going to be able to stick around with her best friend that she knew from middle school. So yeah. And there's also a different storytelling about the game, which is even more dark because rather than her shutting herself from reality, from the real world, Lain is kind of convinced by her Wired version self that she does not need to exist physically, but I guess informationally, if that makes sense. There is no need for a physical body of Lain when there is a wired version of her that already exists that can live on forever. So how does she go on about this? Well, unfortunately, she ends herself. And it's a very scary and high anxiety, very tense scene because Lain has a gun. That's all I'm going to say about the game. But Despera is getting an anime adaptation, and this was announced a while ago, if I am not wrong. As this post states right here, that Despera, the spiritual sequel, which again is not necessarily a sequel to Serial Experiments Lain, has finally confirmed the start of its production after being announced back in 2009, which is crazy. My gosh, man, 2009, and we are just now getting news about it today or February 18th. But regardless, 2026, that is an insanely long time. Now, this post does point out something very important that I think also is a reason why it isn't getting animated right now or getting greenlit, is that Chiaki J. Koneko revealed that the committee has already been formed, but the current problem is that there are no available studios due to the saturation of the industry. Even so, it's real. The Wired is calling us again, present day, present time. Again, this is kind of like referencing that it's a sequel to Lain, but it's not a direct sequel, as the actual screenwriter and the writer of Serial Experiment Lain states himself that Despera is not a sequel to Serial Experiments Lain, which you got to trust the guy because he actually wrote the story of Serial Experiments Lain. And again, just wouldn't make sense for that series to get a sequel. But I am really excited to see the entire twist or the entire storytelling of Despera. I don't know what's going to be happening in this because, like Serial Experiments Lain, it's not a manga, it's not a visual novel. It is just an anime only, with Chiaki only knowing what's going to happen as well as the committee. Now, one thing that I really wanted to point about this post that did mention that the committee was already gathered is that there are possibly no animation studios really ready or really wanting to pick this series up. Because when you look at all the other ones or all the other animes that are out right now, like Jujutsu Kaisen, Free Ren, new animes getting animated right now like Kagurabachi and all that stuff, they're high intense and perfecting and wanting the, I guess, like well choreographed, very clustered, very high intense fighting scenes that the anime is right now. Because no one's going to want to watch a series like Serial Experiments Lain right now. I could guarantee you, anybody that is new to anime that is going to watch this series is going to call it a snooze fest. I mean, Frieren already suffers from that right now, even though it is not that boring. You just have to watch it. It's just TikTok brain right now. Like, the attention spans of the average human has significantly dropped. So it's going to be a difficult watch to watch Despera. But I'm really excited for this series. Again, I really love the art. I don't know what it is. Everything about Serial Experiments Lain was so good. And just looking at the concept or the art that is promoting or it's promoted, it looks awesome. I love the way it looks. And it does kind of feel like we're going back in time seeing this image. Now, is there going to be a studio that is going to be able to perfectly replicate and get that same feeling as Lain? I don't think so, but I really hope so. I really want that old eerie feeling that Lain had. You know, it made you feel uncomfortable at times, and it made you feel like you were watching something from back then, because this was released in 1998. And I really hope that there's a studio that can kind of replicate that. And that's why I wish that Despera wasn't held back for so long. Despera was announced 2009, and I feel like the animation could have had stuck with that in some way, you know, have that time feeling to it. But unfortunately, a lot of the animes that we see right now are like highly polished. The animation styles are very peculiar. Not everybody is going to like the old style anymore, but I'm all for it. I can wait as long as it's actually physically and has officially been announced, which it has. So I'm really excited to see what this story has in store for us, what the themes are going to cover. Now, are they going to be pretty heavy? Yeah, I could definitely see it. Kind of like Lain. I just really hope that we do get it sometime soon, because I mean, dude, from 2009 to now, I really hope that there's going to be an animation studio that can pick this up and absolutely execute this perfectly. Anyways, though, let me know what y'all guys think about this new series. I am excited to see what they got in store for us. Chiaki is a magnificent writer. I mean, Lain, are you serious? But yeah, appreciate y'all for hanging around. If y'all like what y'all see, why not drop a like and subscribe, as that does help around on my channel a lot. If you made it this far, appreciate y'all. I hope you have a wonderful freaking day, and I'll see y'all next time. Adios.